So ons gesels nou, Jamie-Lee Sexton, a big welcome.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, you did all the trouble coming from Joburg on the highway, dangerous times, dark. So we appreciate it.
Thank you.
It's the first time you're here with us.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
first time.
So we're going to start right at the beginning.
Okay.
Where were you born?
I was actually born in Magaliesburg.
Oh.
So ek is 'n plaasmeisie.
Yes.
Ek praat bietjie Afrikaans.
Jy praat die taal.
Ek praat die taal. Ek het groot geword op die plaas, so dit was baie lekker. And then I moved to Johannesburg to study, and I studied film, music and acting.
Okay.
Yeah,
But your schooling, was it in Magaliesburg or also
Yeah,
Joburg?
so I went to Becker High School. So I went to Becker Primary and to Becker High.
Okay.
So I grew up there. Like my whole childhood was Magaliesburg. We lived
But
on
is
a
that at
farm.
school that's like between the farms?
Yes.
On the
yeah.
plattelands? Lovely.
So it's basically a mountain, our
Yes.
school,
Yeah.
then the river and another mountain. So it was absolutely picturesque. I really had the best childhood. It was beautiful. Really lovely.
So why are you not a farmer?
Well, actually, I mean, one day I'll definitely buy a farm again
Yeah.
because, you know, I've spent 19 years of my life growing up on a farm. All my friends, my next door neighbors, all had a farm. So it was a beautiful experience. I definitely want that again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what made you decide to study film and music?
So I started singing at the age of 4. I've been singing my whole life. My mum is a pianist. Both of my sisters play the piano. So I come from a very creative background. And I did like a lot of sports in school as well. But, you know, once I turned 18 and I wanted to decide my career, I would definitely wanted to be in the performing arts. Yeah.
Yeah, and what did you listen to as a kid?
So my dad was obsessed with music. He absolutely loved music. So he actually used to play noot vir noot with me.
Ah,
So I grew up watching Johan Stemmet.
Yes.
50 randjies vir jou.
That's
I got it right?
yes, 50 randjies vir jou, definitely.
So my dad used to play noot vir noot with me. So he used to have a huge collection of music. And he would play, like within the first 5 seconds, I had to guess the artist. So I grew up with like 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. I grew up listening to Jimi Hendrix. I grew up listening to Christa Berg, Janis Joplin, the Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Pink Floyd. My dad's favorite was actually Lorica Rauch.
Ah,
So I'm a huge fan of hers. And yeah, I grew up with really old school music.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
So when's the Afrikaans song then coming? Just like,
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But when it does come out, I'll let you guys know. That's for
Please
sure.
do.
and then if we talk about your, we're going to chat about the video and the song and Daniel Bowen, friend of all the Bowens. I'm struggling with that surname, Baron. What? When you decide on your genre,
Yes.
you know, I mean, because you can do, I mean, was it a natural process? Because you can become a pop star or more serious music, like My Name is Luca, who was that?
Yeah.
Suzanne Vega.
Suzanne Vega, beautiful.
But where did you realize this is where I feel comfortable, this is my genre?
Because I play instruments, you know, you sort of filter through a lot of genres and you go through a lot of things that you grew up with. So I grew up listening to absolute classics in terms of female jazz vocalists. So I grew up learning, you know, American standards. And from there, I started to filtrate through what my voice felt comfortable in. So pop music today is not what it was in the 80s. It's not bubblegum pop. It's not Madonna. It's very meaningful. The message that you are sort of trying to get across can be really, really important in pop music today. And pop culture has changed so vastly. So for me, being a pop artist means that I have a huge scope to actually work with in pop music. And in that, my voice lends itself to a lot of soul, because I've got a deep voice, I've got a very low range. So in terms of that, that's where I felt most comfortable, and that's where I decided it would work best for me.
That sounds fantastic.
So what can people expect when coming to a Jamie-Lee show?
A lot of high energy. So for me, performance is really, really key. As I said, you know, choosing to be in the performing arts was something that I decided a long time ago. So high energy. My band is absolutely fantastic. I'm not saying it because because they're mine, but they really, really are fantastic musicians. So the musicianship is really great. And also a lot of interaction with the audience. You know, I feed off of the audience. So the audience is as important to me when I'm performing. So yeah, high energy, lots of fun, but also a lot of meaning and a great message behind the performance.
I like it that you mentioned the word meaning now, because let's talk about the other songs before we get to Medicine Woman. The one single was It's True.
Yes.
It sounds confrontational. Did you do it? Yes, that's what I heard. Yes, it's true. And then the next one was
We need to talk. I know.
That's also, come sit down, we need to talk. That's where I just go like...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure.
What's the backgrounds of the songs? And then we get to Medicine Woman.
So It's True is actually a love song. It's like a night out with your significant other, enjoying each other's company. You know, a lot of people do that in different ways. And it's also about a date night. So I wrote that song when COVID hit, and date night really changed. So it became over Zoom. You know, there was house party first, and then it was Zoom, and then it was WhatsApp, and people were dating in a very, very different way. So the music video for that is actually set on Zoom.
Okay.
So if you guys go check that out, so it's different characters that interact on dates, and we basically filmed it on Zoom, and that's what It's True is about.
Lovely.
Yeah.
We need to talk.
We need to talk about this, right? Yeah. So We Need to Talk is a conversation I had with myself.
Oh.
It's like a self-talk song. And it's basically, before I started writing this album, I was on a journey of rediscovery and reinventing my brand and my voice and my music. And We Need to Talk is basically about letting go of the old Jamie-Lee and that sort of stuff and moving forward. And you'll see in the lyrics, you know, we speak about flying high and letting things go in the past and moving forward. So We Need to Talk. It is very confrontational, but I think it's imperative to have those conversations with yourself in order to move forward.
And relatable.
Ja.
Yeah, for sure.
Ek het vanoggend vir myself soms met praat, toe gaan ek nee. Dus ek stil.
Ek hoor jou.
Nee, toe weet ek, hier kom moeilikheid. So Medicine Woman, the first thing I thought of was the program. So I grew up with Medicine Woman.
Dr. Quinn.
Dr. Quinn.
Yeah.
But it's not about, you know, so and I love the video with the, you know, the just like the expressions and the faces and the people.
Thank you very
much. It's lovely. So just tell us about the song.
So the song Medicine Woman for me was, it's basically a celebration and an elevation of all different types of women. You know, looking at South Africa, looking at it globally, you know, what woman, where we've come from, where we're going in life, and just celebrating that, you know, just a variation of beauty in woman. And I think that Medicine Woman means a lot of different things to women. But for me on this self-discovery path, and the women that I've encountered that have inspired me, that have uplifted me, this is an ode to all those women. And I think that all women in their own right are medicine women. You know, for me, my medicine is my music, and that's how I try and heal, and I try and help, and I want people to relate to that. But all women in their own right, mothers, sisters, aunts, nurses, doctors, it doesn't really matter what you are. You all have your own medicine, and that's basically what it's about.
Niemand het nog ooit sy pa gebel vir 'n pleistertjie nie.
Nee.
I used to. I have done that though. I have. But yeah.
And then working with Daniel Barron, with his experience, he's been on the show a couple of times.
Yeah. Daniel is absolutely wonderful. So I got in touch with him last year, and we've been working on the album for a year. So we've been in studio, and you know, collaborating with him in terms of the production and how he's elevated the music has just been such an experience for me. And besides that, he's just a really, really nice guy. He's a good guy. He's really wonderful to work with. And it's been a pleasure, a real pleasure working with him.
And the video, where did you do the video?
So the video was shot here in Johannesburg. It was directed by Taryn Hatchett, a wonderful, wonderful director, up-and-coming director in South Africa. And she is with a production company called Fancy That Films. Okay. So her partner is Tanil Retief, and actually Tanil and I went to university together. So, you know, when you work in the industry, you always try and keep in touch with
Yes.
friends that you've worked with.
Yes.
So we had a beautiful team. We really had a wonderful team, almost a fully female team. Which was also, you know, really, really poignant for us. But it was shot here in Johannesburg, and the cast was some friends, some family. Just everybody was trying to find, you know, like interesting and different women that could represent the song. Yeah.
Just tell us about your future plans as well.
Well, future plans for this year, definitely a national tour. So I definitely want to do a national tour, you know, with the album, and I want to do like a radio run from here, like going down to the Cape. And then from there, our prospects are definitely overseas. So looking at a European market, looking at LA and stuff like that. You know, just scoping out through streaming and through interest where would be best to tour. But for now, focusing on South Africa.
And I think everything is starting to lift, so
Yes,
this year is going
exactly,
to look better.
exactly, yeah.
Fantastic.
For sure.
So will you be back for a live performance in the future? on the show?
Absolutely, I'd love to.
But you didn't just
I'd love
need to
to.
get up at 3
Ah,
to
that's
warm up
okay.
the voice.
No worries, no worries.
Yeah.
I drink a lot of herbal tea, so that's my go-to.
Perfect.
You also
Yeah.
like herbal tea. Nee?
Yeah.
Love.
You do.
I do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're going to show the video at
Awesome.
the end of the show. And yeah, we invite you back for a live performance.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
thank
there's
you for
not a
having
lot
me.
of female artists, new female artists, or, you know, so there's been a phase, but I think it's time.
I think so
And,
too.
yeah, and your music's good.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for
Great.
having me.